It says you're Phil Morehouse, by the way.
Oh, does it? Oh, I'll have to change that. Okay, hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social on Politics Social. Apparently, I'm Phil Morehouse tonight. I'm not.
Hello,
I'm Graham
Phil.
Hughes. And I'm joined by Mike Dix, apparently. Are you sure you're Mike Dix? You're definitely sure of that?
I don't know. I could be Mikey. Don't know if you like.
You can tell I'm using Phil's Zoom, can't you? Hang on, let me just rename myself. Graham, how do I spell my name again? There you go. Brilliant. Right, so my name actually says Graham Hughes in the corner here, the bottom little corner bit there. Okay, so big shout out to Sarah Davis and Leapshin and Anne Phillips. We've got Pete's Music, we've got Diz, we've got Dark 4x4, we've got Hayton Puds, we've got Richard Grumpy Git, which is a sort of great name. We've got MH Carer, we've got Jenny Davis, we've got Ghost Pouch, we've got, who else have we got in there? Hayton Puds as well. If you'd like to join them, and therefore us, in the chat, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. My subscribe button's not working. I'm having one of those days, aren't I? Hang on, one sec. No, it's still not working. Okay, no, and third time lucky. Here we go. No, still not working.
What we need is some tech entrepreneur.
It's working. It says subscribe. Oh, thank you. Yeah,
I was going to say what we need is a tech entrepreneur and a group of little gimps to come around and fix your IT for you.
Definitely. We need some gimps. We need some... So, the question we're going to be asking tonight is, can Trump be stopped? I don't know if the answer's yes. Are we cutting to the chase here or what?
I mean, what do you think? I was thinking about this earlier when you posted the headline for this. And I'll tell you what I did. I looked up how do you stop a bully on Google? Yeah. Because Trump is essentially a bully. Yeah. And it gives 7 points for us, which comes from National Geographic Kids.
Okay.
Bullying is when somebody regularly does something to make you feel bad or upset.
Yes.
Do you feel bad or upset?
Yep.
Okay. So 2, just ignore it.
Can't.
Okay. Number 3, ask the bully to stop.
The first one wasn't a thing to do. It was just asking if you were being bullied.
It was just defining it, really.
Okay. Ask to stop. Okay, that's already
Ask
happened.
the bully to stop. Do you think we can do that? Write a letter to the bully explaining how you feel.
Okay. Don't think he's going to
ask a friend. Read. Ask a friend to help. Well, you've done that. You called me in tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell an adult.
Tell an adult. Oh shit! I don't know any adults.
That's probably the top advice they give about bullying, right? Talk to your parents or a teacher or a trustworthy adult. Who would that be in this situation? Who do you talk to about the world's most powerful country's leader bullying the rest of the world?
Abe Thompson.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Look, it's Wayne. Wayne has arrived. Hello, Wayne. How you doing, mate?
Oi.
Hello. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm actually good today. I'm good.
How's your internet feeling? Is your internet feeling chipper?
It's I've basically shut down everything on my phone, so I'm trying to do a work through.
Okay, cool. Hopefully we'll get there. Chris C, as I said earlier, politics we need a Secret Service agent to go rogue. Is that on your list of ways to stand up against a bully, Mike?
It doesn't say that. No. Ask a Secret Service agent to deal with the bully in the playground. No, that's not going to work.
Yes. No, that doesn't work. Okay.
Wayne, you must have been bullied at school.
Oh, why is that, pray tell, Mike?
I'm just guessing. It just figures, doesn't it? How did you deal with it when it happened?
Fuck off. He's like 6'2", you know. You've not met Wayne in real life, have you?
I've seen all the photos he sends me of him without a shirt on.
Very tall. I think he can take care of himself. I don't know.
Wayne, when you were bullying people, how did people get you to stop?
Well played, my friend. Well played. No, do you know what? I was a late bloomer, so I did get a little bit of heat at school.
Did you? For being a ginger. For being ginger.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah,
that was the main thing.
Yeah. Just walking walking around tripping over my own phallus. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. But so I think we got up to number 5, tell an adult. You said there were 7. We've got a couple more for us.
Tell a teacher or somebody you trust
teacher.
at school, but he's
Okay.
just shut down the Department of Education, so that's not going to happen.
No,
is it?
okay, teacher, that's out. Okay, and then what?
Change schools.
Change, is that the last one? Change schools.
Change schools.
Can we change planet? Can we change it? Can we change for another planet?
No,
I mean, I reckon
that's Elon theory.
Oh,
Stop
is it? Oh, God.
yeah,
He's a dickhead,
colonize
isn't he?
Mars.
So let's just quickly go through the 15 things listed on the BBC website that the Orange Menace has done this week. He's proposed that the US take over Gaza. He has planned to put thousands of US aid staff on leave, which will result in the death of thousands of babies. Imposed tariffs on China and pulled back threats on his neighbors, Canada and Mexico. Pressed ahead with plan to incentivize federal workers to resign. He's sanctioned the International Criminal Court. He has ordered strikes against the Islamic State in Somalia. He has withdrawn from the United Nations institutions, UNRWA, and he's threatening to pull out of UNESCO as well in 6 months' time. He sent the first plane of deportees to Guantanamo into the containment camp. What's it called? Concentration camp. That's right. That he set up there. He's demanded that Ukraine hand over their rare earth resources. He's banned transgender competitors, all 10 of them, from women's sports, and said that transgender athletes will not be permitted to compete in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. He's released water from dams in California for some reason, which means there's going to be no water now for the crops in the summer if they run out. And he's announced a task force to tackle anti-Christian bias. He's intervened. Hang on, I'm nearly there, Wayne. He's intervened in a dispute in the Gulf world. He has removed climate change mentions from government websites, including NOAA, that's the weather service over there. And he's increased access for Musk's Doge for a bunch of lunatics to turn up, and some kids turned up with some USB sticks and went into the Treasury Department and downloaded about $6 trillion worth of information. So that's what he's done this week.
It's been a quiet one, hasn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at least put a shift in, bruv.
Oh, he also pulled America out of the UN Human Rights Convention. I missed that when I was going through all the things he did. I should have mentioned that in the subheading under.
Hasn't he
UN.
sanctioned the ICC as well?
He sanctioned the
International Criminal
ICC,
Court?
yeah, and he sanctioned people who work for the ICC, and also their spouses and their families. So the woman who's married to I almost said Wayne Rooney there. George Clooney, slightly different. The woman who's married to George Clooney is an international human rights lawyer, and apparently he's going to get sanctions as well as her.
Brilliant.
Which could result in him going to jail.
But did he mention Scott's sexy mic?
What you mean? What? This mic here? This mic?
No, Scott's one.
Or Mikey?
Mikey's.
Oh, no,
we
he's got-
established this in the chat earlier. Mikey's sexy Mike.
You're sex Mike, and he's sexy
I'm
Mikey.
just sex Mike.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Why are we being forced to watch Street Fighter 7 or whatever number it is? Is that Chun-Li?
Well, see, I see that Graham has done his research per usual and gotten the number wrong.
Of course. Is that Chun-Li? It looks like Chun-Li. She's got a bra on her
Yeah.
head. Why has she got a bra on her head? I always wanted to know that. Get her to do a flying
not
bird
a bra.
kick.
It's
Do
not
the
even
flying bird-
connected.
Do the flying bird kick, goddammit.
I'm not Chun-Li, dumbass.
I don't want to hear your excuses. Make her do the flying Oh, mate.
I thought you was talking about Chumley from Porn Stars.
No, Chun-Li.
Of course you did,
from
Wayne.
Street
Of course
Fighter
you did.
2.
Chun-Li
That's-
in
that's
Street
weird,
Fighter.
Not to be confused
Now
with
we're
Ken Lee
talking.
from that song.
Let's have it.
Ken Lee.
I don't want to point out that we had an agreement that we would try and stick on the topic for 20 minutes. And
Okay.
now we've done video games and Wayne's porn selection.
Wow.
and Scott's sexy Mike. Okay, all right. So, right, here's the thing, right? So I've heard a lot, and Mikey might want to jump in on this, on the fact that in America they have checks and balances that are supposed to create tension between the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. And if they're all sort of played off against each other, so no one has absolute power, and that way you never get a dictatorship. However, it looks like the only thing that's stopping Trump from doing what he's doing is the courts. And if this goes up to the Supreme Court, they're basically going to say, this is cool. I watched a video, Legal Eagle, and they were talking about his planned invasion of Panama or Greenland or wherever. And they were like, yep, there's nothing anyone can do about it. If he actually wants to do it, he can absolutely go and do it. And because the Supreme Court Justice, the Supreme Court, Justice Roberts and the Supreme Court have declared that he is above the law, there'll be no legal repercussions for a war. The war cannot be illegal.
Interestingly, though, Musk isn't above the law.
He is, though, isn't he? Because he'll be pardoned by Trump for anything he does.
Not only that, he still nicked a living on a visa that he should not have had.
True.
Well, yes, he was an illegal immigrant.
Yeah,
I'm laughing because I'm crying inside. So Mikey, are there any cheats? Are there any cheat codes that we need to know about for like stopping Trump, or can he be stopped? Are we just gonna have to sort of be spectators to a very, very slow suicide of the United States?
Since we're in an active revolution, I choose not to answer.
Well, that's what Elon Musk has said. He's called this the Second American Revolution, which is funny because the first American Revolution was against the UK, and the Second American Revolution is clearly against America. So they're going to overcome the forces of America and create Gilead, I think.
Trumpica.
Oh, don't. Right, I really hope that's not a word you made up.
Yeah, don't give him ideas.
Aren't you here to give us your American-style input?
Scott, you're very quiet. Turn your sexy mic up. You're very quiet.
Turn it on.
Yeah, turn it on.
Turn
mic on.
Mikey, aren't you here to give us some of your American point of view? You can't just go, I'm going to be quiet for now. No, the whole point you're here is to talk about it.
No. Graham continually asks me questions to incriminate myself, so I don't answer them in the way that he wants me to. And then he gets all pissy because he doesn't understand American law system, and that you can't let people finish sentences, or you can't threaten public officials without possibly going to Gitmo.
Yep.
But Graham continually asks me to say things that would get me to Gitmo, and then he's like, oh, see, Mikey won't say anything. Well, you're in fucking cozy UK over there, so
you're afraid of Gitmo. That's you.
What happened
Mikey.
to freedom of speech, Mikey? What happened?
There is no freedom of speech. There's never been freedom of speech. That's not protected speech. You can't threaten people. That's not protected speech.
Well,
Mikey, I think Mikey would look cute in orange.
No,
I thought this is the whole thing in America now that you cut the sentences short of the rioters in the January the 6th case.
And again, I just want to know, since when are all of you Republicans and only accept Republican framing on issues? Like it was cute at first, but I do need people to remember all of this. You don't put the preface like everyone's like, do you condemn Hamas? All of it, but before anybody says anything, you should say, this is Donald Trump, not Elon Musk. This is Donald Trump. And before you say that, you should say illegal thing that he's doing. Like, this is all illegal. So the normalification of that whole list you just read, that's half the problem.
So what's illegal?
Acting like this is
what's illegal that he's done?
Okay, so now it's not illegal. Okay, you're right, Graham.
No, he's asking you. He's not trying to be.
I don't think any of this stuff that he's proposing is illegal, because the Supreme Court have said last year that
you don't understand how our court system works
as an action, right? As a president, is an official action.
You keep I'm with Mikey on this one. This is a thing you've got your little teeth into here, where you just keep thinking, well, he's been told that he can do whatever he wants, so he's going to do literally whatever he wants.
Yes.
And it's like, well, that's not supposed to be how that works.
I know it's not supposed to be how it works, but it's literally how it works. And don't forget, this wasn't the case for the first 247 years of America. This has only been since last year that the president has been officially above the law for any crimes they commit as an official action?
No, I can't.
And it's not been tested yet. That's the thing.
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
I do.
being tested right now.
But
Well, not
I mean,
no,
the
not
question-
really, because none of these cases
Not like
have
Scott's
got through to the
patience, that's
Supreme
really getting
Court yet.
tested.
have they?
Literally that. My question is,
Yeah.
where are the Democrats? Are the Democrats like just going to be quiet and let him hang himself in some way? Just hope he hangs himself, or are we going to really get some pushback? Like, we've got a few people that said a couple of things, but it's not real pushback. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
Trump just seems to be bulldozing over the whole fucking thing.
Yes.
And no one is saying anything.
Okay, can I make
That's
another
what
prediction?
it feels like.
Can I make another prediction? No one will.
Right.
I don't think anything's going to stop him doing
Have
what he wants to
any
do.
of you looked? That's my question. Has anyone looked to see if there has been a Democratic response yet? Has anyone
Yes.
Googled it? Because it's literally all over the internet, and then I just keep hearing CNN right-wing talking points from my UK friends, and it's just so disappointing. I'm so disappointed.
Well, you sent me
that
a link to a
none of
protest.
you are letting me finish my sentence.
You sent me a link.
Like none of you are following AOC. Like no one is seeing.
I
like,
follow
a
Of course I
90-minute
am.
program.
Yes.
I follow
I see
AOC.
what she's
So then
saying.
what are we talking about?
But
I'm talking about the stuff
what-
that you
what can
sent
she
me,
do?
Mikey. Specifically, that protest that you sent me.
You didn't even
I
listen
had more
to it.
people
He
turn up to a
explained that
birthday
everybody
party of mine
laughed.
once.
Okay. But you didn't do any research into it. The
I
daytime
went to the
LA
link that
thing
you sent
had
me.
5 lanes of traffic shut down, and you didn't look it up. So that's on you.
Well, you
right?
could have sent me
You're
a
the
better
one
link.
reporting the info.
Why didn't you send me a
so
picture
now
of
the
that?
link
Right.
wasn't good enough. Nothing's
Yes.
ever good enough to like actually do nuanced research in a country you don't live in. But
Right.
instead, you guys take the headlines and then you ask me about the headlines, and it makes me feel like you're not actually invested in what's happening here, and that you're just trying to like laugh at us. And
I'm
it's
not
very
laughing.
disrespectful.
Very,
We're
very
spending
opposite of
time
laughing.
talking about this.
Smug in every single one of the things, but then you don't actually look up what people are doing, and it's like
I
a
tried
laugh,
to. I
you know?
genuinely tried to. I tried to look it up
don't see
live
the
on
action.
the show the other day.
on live.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you said you sent me a private message saying here's a protest, Graham. Look at this, and there were fuck all people there.
Did I say that?
I'm not making a
Stop.
joke
Did I
about
say
it. I'm
that?
horrified.
Did I say that? Did I say that? No, I
Graham,
said here's
Graham,
call me a
the
noob.
link here.
You sent me this
Yeah.
link and you call me a
Graham,
noob.
Because you are a
Wayne,
noob.
stop it. Let him have an argument. Do it, Wayne.
Stop. Right, just like let Mikey finish his bit, and then you come back at him. This
I'm
crosstalk
done.
is terrible because I can't
done.
hear
You can
what either you were saying, and I'm in the fucking stream. Do you know what I mean?
All right, Dad.
I've
thought
got-
Mikey
I've got
made his
flex-
point.
I've got to flex sometimes.
Mikey?
I
take
get
I
the
take
point.
it back,
I'm
Wayne. I
fine.
don't think anybody bullied you at all at school. No.
This is why we end up talking about, like AIDS dads.
Yeah,
balls,
we ended up
'cause
just ranking
safer.
on Wayne, and then, yeah. But what I think I follow AOC. I listen to the things she says. I heard that judge totally dressed Trump down at the court hearing about the 14th Amendment, the birthright status thing.
Yeah.
I heard, I hear these things, but what can they actually do to stop him?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And what are so Graham's
doesn't know that he's
Graham's
wrong.
living
Like, I don't
in
know what to do about
nothing's
this.
gonna stop him. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, and no one in the world is going to stop anything that he wants to do.
Yep.
But I don't believe that's right. I think that there is
Legally,
a mechanism
legally,
somewhere.
Scott, legally, no one can stop him. There are illegal ways of stopping him, which we're not going to discuss on this program because we don't want to get demonetized.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like you're talking about like you think he's gonna go out and shoot people in the face and just get away with it.
Yes.
No, but he's not gonna do that. So but there is some fucked up shit happening. So what is being done to stop the fucked up shit happening? That's my question.
To who?
Anyone who can answer it.
Okay.
Ask Graham.
Okay. So far, there's been some half-assed pissant protests that I've seen with about 10 people in them. I've seen some judges say some things which Trump's going to ignore because he can, and who's going to stop him? Like, so a court order comes down and says you can't violate the 14th Amendment by doing this thing, stopping birthright citizenship, and he goes, okay, that's nice, thanks for that, and just ignores it. Where's the oversight? Who enforces it? Who's going to put Elon Musk in jail? Because if he did put him in, if anyone did try to put him in jail, Trump will take him straight back out.
Can Trump legally just take him out of jail if someone arrests him?
Yes.
Yes. This is what he did with 1,500 terrorists, rioters in the Capitol who tried to destroy the American Parliament building with all the people in it.
You know, only 221 people got released that day, right?
This is the whole point of checks and balances, so that there isn't an overreach of power, which is obviously what's happening. So what is happening on the ground to stop the overreach of power happening?
I'll ask again, just for clarification. Graham, is it your claim that 1,500 people were released from jail when he pardoned them?
No, they were pardoned. I know some of them weren't actually
right,
in
but
jail.
that's not what you said, though. You said they were released from
Sorry,
jail, 1,500 people. Well, you do it a lot, so I just wanted to point it out that's not true.
You got me, Mikey. You're right.
221 people were released from jail, but all the rest of them were pardoned. And as far as those January 6ers, another person has died at the hands of a January 6er. 1.5 times the legal limit, driving the wrong way on the highway, killed a couple celebrating their 15-year wedding anniversary. Wow. That's on Trump's hands too.
Yeah.
Was another one arrested for, I think, child pornography or something as well this week?
Yeah.
Wow.
In the far right?
There's always normally one at least.
Yeah. We've got a couple of super chats. Let's pick them up, guys.
Yeah, sorry about this. I missed that super chat. Darian DeStar, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. George III had less power than Trump. I agree. Absolutely 100% agree. George III didn't actually overrule the will of Parliament at any point of his reign. And then we've got one angry pagan there with a £2 super chat. Elump are an accelerationist stream. Hashtag rebuild better. Look, if your entire country's gone, like whatever's rebuilt in its place is not necessarily going to be that good for a very, very long time. Super Tiny 8808 says Trump ain't going to leave this time. Yep, like I keep saying, I honestly believe the only way they're going to get him out of the White House is in a box, one way or another. Whether that's in 2 years or 20 years.
I think we're not out of box. Now, he has not been able to change this amendment. In regards to this 14th amendment with the birthright thing, I don't think he's. I want to believe that he cannot just run for a third term. That's just not something that can happen. He can't just.
He won't.
I'm going to run for a third term, and if I win, I'm going to. No, he can't do that. It is unconstitutional.
No, as far as I'm aware,
declare an emergency, and he'll declare
there
a state
is no
of emergency.
Big enough.
He's setting things up so the CIA and the FBI are neutered. There's going to be a massive terrorist attack in America in which thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people are going to die. He's going to use that as a pretext to for.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. The thing we slag off others for doing. Well,
that's the things that happened in the past that they're retconning to fit their worldview. But this is Trump we're talking about. He is the modern day Hitler. He is surrounded by people who are both competent and evil. Not necessarily the people he appoints to his cabinet, but they're just there for show. The people who are running the show are the people behind the Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, the Cox, the billionaires, tech bros. They're all supporting him, and this is going to end horribly.
So my understanding is that you can only serve for 10 years. Constitutionally, you can only serve for 10 years.
You always serve
it's
8 years.
No, it's 10 years. It's 10 years.
10.
What's the extra 2 years?
If you're a vice president that ascends to the presidency.
There
you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's different.
Yeah, so he can serve as a VP.
VPs literally have no power
in the next term, but it would only be able to serve for the 2 years at the end of that.
Literally, is
what
so
are you basing this on, Wayne? The Constitution.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, but right, but the his ego wouldn't have him be demoted for 2 years.
It won't
That's
need
crazy.
But that's
Why?
the Constitution,
And sorry,
mate.
Scott. Why is Scott saying I sound like a conspiracy theorist? You do know that Trump is threatening to take over Gaza and put a water park in there and a casino, and he's also threatening to invade Greenland as well. Like,
Yeah,
you
those
think
are
the
all
stuff
those
that's
are
just
threats.
like
Those are
too
threats, though.
improbable out there, right?
Yeah, but those are just threats.
Okay,
He
all right.
knows that
Question
if
then.
he tries to take over, the Gaza Strip, he will start World War III in the Middle East.
Will he? Why?
Because everyone in the Middle East is against it. Have you not seen that?
Everyone in the Middle East is against Israel. It still exists.
And they still keep trying to bomb it.
Saudi doesn't.
There's still
Qatar
a war. Huh?
I've got to say,
Saudi
this
doesn't bomb Israel.
is a very spicy show tonight.
No, I'm sorry, but I think
I'm keeping quiet.
I do find it
But
hilarious
no,
when I go, this is
it
something
seems
that
very-
is something. Okay, so if there is a big disaster, might not be a terrorist attack, might be a natural disaster or an unnatural disaster caused by climate change, Trump will use it as a pretext to declare a national emergency and live out the rest of his days as the supreme ruler of the United States of America. Scott, my question to you is, what is there to stop him from doing that? Because I don't think it's outside the realms of feasibility, you know?
Well,
I mean,
one would hope that the
I think you're
mechanisms
right.
in place in government would stop that from happening.
Yeah, I think that's the issue everyone's facing at the moment, isn't it? Is that essentially we all hoped that the gentleman's agreement of the way that countries work would stick, and it blatantly doesn't. If you walk in and sack all the staff that are going to do anything about that, if you remove all the oversight of anybody that's going to do, one of the things that wasn't on Graham's list was that he got rid of the law that stops you being able to bribe senators and presidents and congressmen, which means it's just open. There's an open door now to lobbyists and other countries to pay anybody anything they want to do these things, which I think are probably the changes he's more interested in. A lot of the other stuff is what Steve Bannon called flooding the zone with shit. The speed that he's done all of this and the stupidity of some of the ideas. I mean, they're not. He might well believe in some of them, basically, but the trans issue surrounded by hundreds of that was just the creepiest.
That was creepiest shit I've ever seen. Creepy as fuck.
Did you hear in his speech? He said, they won't allow me to say this, but I'm surrounded by beautiful women and girls. I won't be allowed to say that.
They were all underage.
Just
Did you say that?
Disgusting.
Trumpstein.
Yeah.
But my point is that a lot of this is just. I mean, listen, he hasn't played golf for 2 weeks, as far as we know. The last time he was president, half of the time he was playing golf. He's not going to keep this pace up.
No, he was actually playing golf. They found out he was playing golf at a certain moment that I think was the plane crashes.
Really?
That's why he didn't say anything until the next day, because he was out playing golf.
Oh, don't get me talking on that subject.
Right. I mean, it just sort of seems pointless to even talk about it because, why talk about America? It's all going to go to fucking hell anyway, so who cares?
I care.
But you care enough to moan about it, but
no, I care enough to say.
So we're gonna just let it all burn.
I care enough to say that there is no legal way that anyone can tell me, anyone can convince me of, that they're going to stop Trump doing anything, any mad shit.
They won't stop Trump doing anything. So what's the point of talking about it?
Read the subtext into that. There's no legal way to stop Trump doing anything.
We can encourage anybody to assassinate him all we want. At the end of the day,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
We're not advocating for that on this channel, right?
No one's advocating.
Scott, don't get my channel banned, please.
No, I'm trying not to get your channel banned. But all I'm trying to say is that if we're just going to sit here and just doom, Donald Trump's just going to bulldoze the whole country. He's done this, he's done that, he's done this, he's done that. What is there to talk about? He's done it. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next subject.
It does play into his hands. This is what Bannon wanted, was just all of us to be reacting to the shit that's out there that he's throwing around.
But I take it seriously. As Jupp James says in the chat, as a German, I find it very stupid when people say he's just threatening stuff. I'm with Joe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's just threatening things. That's not what I'm saying.
No, but when people say
I'm
that,
saying there has to be a mechanism in place to ensure that he does not just run for a third term. He doesn't just make up some terrorist thing and call an emergency because there's been a terrorist. That no one's ever called an emergency because of the time.
You don't
I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not in the government. I mean, I could look it up and see.
There's
I'm hoping that someone who
mechanisms.
lives there that knows more about the ins and outs of the American government on the panel would be able to tell us.
Okay, so Mikey was
as Mikey just said, there are 340 million mechanisms. So.
Yeah.
Go, Mikey.
Yes.
Just that.
Yeah.
Who's going to vote for him?
Well, I don't think it's about voting at this point.
Yeah, let us know let us know your support for him. Go ahead and put a Trump sign in front of your yard, please. Make it easier.
Well, they did. But I mean,
Well, Mikey, give us some insight from your perspective.
Yeah, well, Mikey just wants to play games. He wants to sit and play video games.
I do this all the time. I already explained this. This is my stemming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his ADHD. He's part of my ADHD club, my ADHD gang. So he can play video games if he likes.
But no, Mikey, please give us your insight as someone who's living like in the absolute center of America as to what is the sort of the feel of the ground right now. What's going
on? There's a lot of trepidation, but that's the point. That's why he's doing all this shit. He will be gotten rid of by some means that we don't have to discuss. But when that happens, the whole point of this whole thing, it has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with like his ability to do shit. Blaming it on Trump is important for the American people to realize because they're too stupid to understand that these tech billionaires are looting. Like that's what this is. It's about money. It's about stuff. So all this threatening to kill people and all that, it's not about that. It's about enriching himself and enriching his friends. So he signed his Midas touch deal with the devil, and they think they're really about to like have this like techno super future, and it's not going to fucking work because everybody's a fucking Walmart person. You know what I mean? Like that's not where you are, dude. So you think, oh, he's going to assemble these troops up out of the soil and they'll fight to the death. Dude, these people are barely alive, man. Like we are all sick and poor, haven't been to the doctor in fucking 3 years. You know what I mean? Like we're not doing so great. He doesn't have any idea about that because he doesn't give a fuck about them. He just wants them to vote for him so he can change the rules so that they can loot. That's all this is about. Like them taking over those payments and shit like that and letting those fucking teenagers in there. Yep. This is an idiot letting another idiot who has promised him an investment, a ridiculous return on investment monetarily. That's what this is. It's a looting spree.
I think you're right, Mikey, and especially with Elon Musk, I think that he's going to end up in jail probably sooner than we think, actually. Because if he displeases Trump in any way, Trump has so much ammunition to take him down.
Did you see today Time magazine put Elon Musk on the front cover, sitting at the Resolute desk?
Oh, did they?
And a journalist asked Trump about it. Yeah. And Trump's reply was, is Time magazine still in business? I've not seen anything from them. And then they cut back to a press conference when he was on the front cover of Time magazine 8 weeks ago, where he thanked the editor and the staff. And it's the best thing in the world. I think Time magazine, I think they're trolling him by sticking Elon on the front at the presidential desk.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think the best one was the Liverpool fans that put the banner up. Elon Musk is a nonce. It's like, what? Firstly, how did they get the infrastructure in to do that?
I don't know if it was real, Wayne. I don't know if that picture was real, but yeah. I
don't care. I love it, though.
I don't care. The Daily Show did something brilliant. They put footage from Fox News with these right-wing pundits talking about George Soros and saying he's a tech billionaire. Why is he interfering in American politics? He's an immigrant. He's a naturalized American. He's not a real American. How can anyone have this much power? How can he put this much money into politics and stuff? He's trying to bend the political, the American people to his will. And they had footage of Musk on the other side of the screen, so it made it look like they were talking about Musk. And it was phenomenal because it all fit for Musk. All the things that they, in their little fantasy little minds, saying this is what George Soros is doing, is actually what Musk is doing now. And
but they like him because he agrees with the culture war shit.
Yes, because
so that's why it's okay.
He doesn't like transgender people.
Yeah, because his daughter's transgender.
Yes, and he hates that because he's a prick.
I lost my kid to the woke mind virus. You mean your kid moved out?
Yeah, your kid moved out and is trans.
Yeah. Dumb one. Just literally
he's over here
one.
He's gonna think he thinks the world's about to Pompeii because his kid doesn't like him anymore.
Yeah.
Like, how sensitive is this bitch?
I mean, at one point, she was probably one of the most dangerous people to him before he got in with Trump. I think she was ready to.
She was causing trouble for him.
She was causing a lot of trouble. And then, funnily enough, it wasn't long after that he got in touch with Trump. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very coincidental.
Chris C, thank you very much. The Americans need to look at how Putin took control of Russia. Despite the Russian constitution, Trump is doing the exact same thing. Yeah, thanks, Chris C.
Good job.
Absolutely, 100% agree. And
I've
we
said
keep
this for
talking
a long
about another
time.
election.
The playbook is Putin's playbook.
I will be
100%.
If he doesn't cark it in the next 4 years through natural causes or otherwise, I will be very surprised if Trump allows there to be a presidential election in 2020.
For our American viewers, cark it means someone stops living.
Unalive is the internet saying, I think.
Unalived.
I think they get that. I think they get that. Yeah. If you try not to use those words,
they're smart. The audience here, they're very smart.
I think that there's I found it a bit heartbreaking this week, and maybe Mikey's right, and I just need to do more research, but I couldn't believe the size of the protests that I saw. All the ones I looked up.
All two of them.
50-51 protests where it was supposed to be a protest in every state, and every one that I looked at,
it's tomorrow, dude. So how did you look up footage of it when it's tomorrow, bro?
Sorry. Can I?
That's what I'm saying, bro. I be trying to be nice, but
okay, but there were protests that were under that banner.
Go back and timestamp when Graham said, "I think Mikey's right." That needs to be a clip.
No, I think Mikey's right a lot of the time. He's also
the reason he's here.
Which is understandable considering what America's going through at the moment. Sorry, Mike.
I come back to the flood in the zone with shit thing, right? That Trump has not been the president for long enough to get a paycheck yet. If Elon Musk is happy to sign one off for him, so the opposition will organize itself at some point in time. There's a whole bunch of things that need to happen around that. And, like I said last week, just going out in the street with banners is going to make a noise, but Trump won't care. He will send in troops to deal with that, and his supporters will cheer that on. So it isn't going to be about that. It's going to be about the opposition, whoever that is, whatever that is. And it won't be people like Chuck Schumer coming out and saying people are passionately excited about this problem. Basically, it's gonna, they're gonna need to
also
be given a voice that works.
Also, Congress is spread out amongst all 50 states because they're not in session right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they have to coalesce from all over the nation, which is, I don't know, could be as much as 3,000 miles away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're not there. That's why he's trying to do it. That's why he's trying to push through all these appointments.
Exactly.
Do all this
That's
shit before the cops get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's going to take leadership. You've gone through an election where you lose the leadership of the main opposition party. We talked last week about AOC's chances to become the voice that can stand up to Trump. I think she probably can if the party gets behind her. But there's nothing.
Those dinosaurs won't let her go. Let her up front.
It might be
frustrating.
right, and
that's why we got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
To completely gut the Democratic Party because they are not fighters. They are not defenders. They are supplicants. We don't need
I
them.
think you've got to take the playbook is Trump's playbook now, and the opposition has to play by the same rules as Trump. You need a loud, angry voice that represents the voice of the majority of people in America in some way, finds the issues that gets them mad, and takes them to Trump's doorstep. And that's the only way that this is going to happen. And Mikey's right. You've got to take over the machine of the party, which is exactly what Trump did. You know, the Republican Party, it doesn't exist anymore. It is the MAGA Party now, because Trump took it over and took over the mechanisms. And that's exactly what needs to happen within the Democrats. And that's going to be a slow process because there's a few dinosaurs still clinging on.
Well, can I just sorry, before you go on, can I just defend my honor here? So Hayton Pud says, no, the ones Graham were on about were planned for the 5th of February. I'm looking now at an article on the AP, that's the Associated Press, and they might be right-wing shills, I don't fucking know. But it says, demonstrators gathered in cities across the US on Wednesday to protest the Trump's administration's early actions. The protests were as a result of a movement that has been organised online under the hashtags Build the Resistance and 5051. Which stands for 50 protests, 50 states.
I agree, Graham, but how many marches did we go on to stop Brexit, and how successful were we?
Nope, it's over. I
thought that was a very good point.
Sorry.
That wasn't life and death. That wasn't like, do you know what I mean? And we managed to get like 1 million people turn up in London. This is life and death in America, and life and death for people all over the world.
But also at the time, if you remember, we were on those.
Graham.
Yeah, we were on those marches.
Not England.
We were on those marches, and the media didn't cover it. The media are picking up Trump's talking points.
I could find footage of it on the internet, though.
See, I just want to quickly circle back to what you were saying about someone saying about how you can be sort of like bombastic about being on the left, and this is where I think like Carl Kalinski's view on this, getting someone like Jon Stewart, he would absolutely decimate.
But he's a TV presenter. He's not a politician.
So was Zelensky.
What is Trump? What is Trump?
So was Trump.
Right, yeah, you know what? Excuse me. You're correct. You're correct. You're 100% correct. Trump is a reality TV star, you know. You're right. You're right. But then, does it never comes across to me that Jon Stewart wanted to be a politician. I think Trump always had that ambition to be a politician, to become president. I don't know, like for me, I think when it comes to matching energy, the only person I've seen match Trump's energy, even if it was for a day, was Gavin Newsom. And he, there was the whole. Well,
he did do a good job. Yeah, because he wasn't even meant to be on the tarmac, was he? And Trump stayed in the plane for an hour.
Yeah,
trying to get him to go away. Basically,
oh God, he was scared. He was hiding on the plane. What a coward!
No,
I agree with Scott about Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is a very witty man. That's not what we need right now. We don't need Groucho fucking Marx giving wisecracks. What we need is a fire and brimstone, angry, manic street preacher who is willing to go out there and say that Trump, what he's done, he shouldn't just stand for trial. He should be sentenced to the fucking death penalty. And then I'll put the fucking fish amongst the pigeons, won't it? Eh? That's what I want.
I think if it comes to energy, right now, the only person I see is Gavin Newsom. But he's busy being governor, right? So
yeah.
Who knows?
I think he's got his eye on 2028, 29.
The problem we have now the problem we have now with modern politics is it's just turned into WWE, and I'm looking at it as in like who's going to cut the
Idiocracy.
Except WWE is fake, and no one actually dies. Well, the wrestlers do in their 50s.
Well, some people do actually die.
Things they have to do to do that job.
Yeah, I was going to say. Tell that to the British Bulldog. But I think it seems to be who can cut the best promo. That's who gets over. Yeah. You remember that episode of Family Guy where Lois just went 9/11. 9/11. Everyone over just by saying 9/11 because that was her whole shtick. That's what's going on with like politics, and that's not only UK. That's US as well. It's so silly. It's so silly. The people that give a shit are ignored, and the people that just want to rile people up. Oh yeah, you.
Yeah, but are the people who give a shit articulate? Are the people who give a shit charismatic? That's the difference. The right have got no end of people who, for whatever reason, people find them charismatic. I don't. I fucking hate Trump. I hate his stupid face. I hate the way his lips do this when he talks. It fucks me off like you would not believe. His face looks like a arsehole that's been all fucked up.
And then don't hold back. Tell us what you think.
The term kids use today is ran through.
Ran through, yes. And then you've got that dickhead in the UK. What's his name? Fucking
Nigel Farage.
Farage. People fucking love him because they think he's charismatic. He's not. People think Elon Musk is charismatic. He's a burbling fucking idiot. Every other word he says is he's not charismatic. He's not. He doesn't have the gift of the gab. He is fucking shite. But people seem to talk about him. I mean, we could mention the previous leader of Labour. I don't want to get into this conversation with everyone in the chat, but I never saw his appeal because I didn't think he was charming. I didn't think he was charismatic. I just thought he was some boring old man who said some nice platitudes.
But he loved a tin of cold baked beans on a mattress with Diane Abbott.
He didn't love the EU though, so that's where our paths parted ways. What can I say? But yeah, I mean, Tim Waltz, he was great. He was lovely, very folksy.
I want to push back on Graham. I'm going to push back on you, but the charismatic isn't necessarily a positive characteristic.
I didn't say.
And I think
Trump.
No. So what I mean is that you might not find them attractive characters, but they are definitely charismatic. You can't deny that Farage is a good speaker. That it's just all he ever speaks about is pointing over at things and saying, "I hate this, I hate this." And Trump to an American audience, I think, is very similar to Farage. You have to understand. I mean, listen, don't let me talk on behalf of Americans in this room, but the respect for businessmen, for millionaires and billionaires is a completely different thing. It's like our inbuilt respect for the upper classes, which is why Rees-Mogg ends up where he is, and your public school boy list will end up in the jobs.
My list of I'm calling it now PSM hires. I just look at anyone on the TV and go, oh, PSM.
So ultimately, Musk and Trump are judged by a societal standard, which is essentially that, well, they must know what they're doing. They're billionaires, and we all want to be billionaires, so we must do what they say. And there's a lot of Americans that think that way.
Sorry,
Musk's particular skill is, it's like he talks about areas where most people don't have any knowledge: space travel, electric vehicles, etc., and brain implants. When you get him onto normal subjects, he's got no idea what he's talking about. He's completely rubbish, but he's rubbish on those subjects. You just can't tell, basically.
Yeah. Do you know how to operate a toothpaste factory, mate?
Yeah. But he's just a salesman. He's like, it's like the respect we all have for Steve Jobs, right? I've got no respect for Steve Jobs for various reasons, particularly to do with the way he dealt with his cancer. But Steve Jobs is regarded as some genius. Well, he was a sales genius and a marketing genius. That's what he was. And that's what Musk is. Musk is a salesman. Trump is a salesman. They're out there selling retail policies that they believe are popular, basically. And that's what you need, because it's not just about being angry with Trump. Yeah, they're salesmen. They are snake oil salesmen.
I have a question, right? Like in Independence Day, when he says, today we celebrate our Independence Day, and we all stood up in the cinema and punched the air. Well, at least I did. That bit in Braveheart where he says, you tell our enemies that you may take our lives, but you'll never take our freedom. When everyone in the cinema stood up and punched the air. Well, not everyone, just me. But when was the last time a left-wing politician from either side of the pond or anywhere in the world said something and it actually made you want to stand up and punch the air?
Is that a white guy thing? I don't do that.
Maybe. I don't know. When's the last time a left-wing politician said something and it chimed so much at you, you were like, fuck yeah. Maybe you didn't stand up in the cinema.
No, I can't think. And I'm like my last two experiences.
Gordon Brown, 2001, when he recapped what the Labour government had achieved.
Yeah, I'm thinking Gordon Brown and Tony Blair.
24 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, on the right, they get that feeling every week. from Trump and from Farage, because they say the things that those people want to say, but they can't because they'll lose their job.
Yeah, but Guy, you're going down that line of, oh, they say what everyone thinks, that kind of attitude, and I'm not about that. I can't like if someone on the left says, you know what, we need more investment in this public service, I'd be like, yeah, we do. But someone on the right would be like, yeah, we need to cut everything. Yeah,
we need to ban all the people that are brown. Like,
no, but there's a firebrand. Yeah, there's a firebrand difference, which is that what Trump and Farage say is your life is shit, and it's shit because of those guys over there.
Yeah,
all right. Exactly. And he's pointing at poor immigrants as a rule. And what Labour should be saying, what the opposition side should be saying, your life is shit, and it's because of those guys up there.
Yes. And saying it in a really emotionally viable way, a way that stirs up the audience that you can't help. You know, put some fucking backing music on it. You know, do all the tricks. You've got all Hollywood on your side. Get them to do some special fucking effects. Do you know what I mean? Make it explosive. Make it a Taylor Swift gig. You know, have people going, yes, that's the problem. It's these fucking billionaires. Turn the people against the billionaires and you win. That's the way we're going to win. We've got to turn them against the billionaires.
And they're the people that fund political parties.
Yeah, that's why political parties have let us down. They've fucked us. I agree with Mikey on this. The Democrats are over. I'm fucked with them.
They're cooked, dude. They're cooked.
After their performance in the last week,
they completely shit the bed.
Yeah.
So whoever does get their hand on the emergency brake, as soon as the train stops, they're gone too. Like, I hope they don't think that this is going to redeem them. And that was Biden's problem. He's like, look, I saved you guys from Trump. Yeah. And to do what with the you know what I mean? For what? You did nothing.
For a little bit.
Well, no, his friends are fine. You know, he gave everybody pardons and helped out all these billionaires. But it's like, dude, you were supposed to fucking fix us. You only fixed the upper crust of people. And all of them are fine, and we're supposed to take that as a victory. No,
the nice billionaires were happy.
And then you got fucking brainworms like fucking RFK Jr. And then you just fucking crashed out on the fucking debate stage, and then you didn't want to leave after it. And we're like, what is happening right now?
I'm sorry.
Hold on, Wayne. Last thing. Instead of charisma, insert racism, because that's more accurate. There's not everyone in America is Republican and not everybody in America is racist, but it is a lot of racists that have found a very warm bed over on the on the right side of things. Yep. So that's what they're selling. They're selling racism.
Oh yeah, this is all rooted in white supremacy. All of it, every single bit of it,
which is rooted in emotion rather than logic. So where's Wayne saying, you know, we're going to have some more investments in infrastructure? No one feels any emotion about that. You're like, okay. Do you know what I mean? But if they were saying, listen, we're going to get in charge and we're going to make these fuckers pay for what they've done to us. Here's a list of things they've done to us. We're going to say we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're as mad as hell and we ain't going to take it anymore. And, you know, I think that would go down well with me anyway, because I'm kind of, the left is so fucking boring. That's the problem.
Graham, that was a good line. You should write that one down.
I should write that down, yeah. I'll put that in there.
Stick it on a t-shirt, bruv.
Yeah,
I think I'll call it the network to differentiate it from the movie.
Hey, you should get like a newsreader. Get a newsreader to lock himself in the news. Kay Burley on a on a last day at Sky locks herself in the studio and just has a rant
and just goes, "Fuck this."
Yeah. I mean, if
just goes Jonathan Pie on everybody.
Yeah.
We got a super chat that's come in. Sorry to interrupt, Wayne. This is quite important though. From Neeps and Tatties, $5. The only minority that are destroying this country are billionaires. I'm scared every day. You're absolutely right. They are the minority that is fucking everything up for everybody because of their own selfish, egotistical, megalomaniac, fucking whatever the fuck is going on, where nothing is ever enough for these people.
Have you heard of Praxis?
Oh, I had that once, but the doctor gave me some ointment and it went away.
So no, thank you.
It was free on the NHS.
Thanks, Wayne. It's what the billionaires are planning to do, and now they're looking for land. So now the new thing is that Trump's going to sell off all of this land, all these properties that the government doesn't need. Elon's billionaire friends and his billionaire friends will buy them all up, sell them at a exorbitant price back to the American people, and they're trying to like fund their own. They were going to do it on the seastead, but then they didn't want to live in the ocean. They're trying to like build their own little billionaire utopia, and then they'll import whoever they want to import in to be like their little serfs and do like that's their plan.
That was the kind of feeling you got from Trump's announcement about Gaza, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was
very that.
Yeah, when they said who's going to live there, he's going, well, people, the world people.
People all over the world. That means nothing. It means fuck all.
But you just know in his head he's going, great beachfront properties, lovely weather all year.
Wealthy people.
I'll stick a bunch of wealthy people along that coast. And
just say how grotesque is it not just that he wants to get rid of...
Right, let me get this in.
Okay.
Why do you think Greenland has just become a thing? Right, look at the scope of that country, right? And all of a sudden, we're going to nick a bit of Greenland. We're going to nick a bit of Panama.
I'm convinced.
It all kind of fits into that same sort of thing.
Well,
I'm convinced that's a problem of the way the projection works on our map.
Yeah, I was going to say in the case of
enormous. yeah. And Trump just looks at a map and goes, "Hey, look at all that."
He said it, Mike. He said it. He said it's a giant island. We should have this giant. You see it on the map. It's so big. He actually said it, and it's like, no, that's a Mercator projection, and it makes the northern latitudes and the great southern latitudes look a lot bigger than they actually are.
Manny, we have to accept Manny's an idiot.
I wanted to just talk about Gaza for a sec, Wayne, and not get distracted, but I just want to say how fucking disgusting it is that his first thought after ethnically cleansing this region of 2 million of its inhabitants, Muslim inhabitants, that he wants to build casinos with alcohol being served, possibly by topless waitresses. Like, could that be more fucking insulting if he fucking tried? Like saying, I'm going to take over the Vatican and set up, I don't know, some topless Satan worshipping fucking guy, you know?
Scott's trying to get in early on the property ladder.
Where?
Can they be topless Satan worshippers? Do
you know what it reminds me of, right? And this is a bit grim, so you might want to just trigger warning, right? There was a thing that the British used to do in India, which is they'll strap people to the front of fucking cannons and blast a cannonball through them. And it wasn't just for the shock and awe of it to keep all the Indians in line. It was also because it was so fucking sacrilegious to the people that they were doing it to, because it meant that their souls would never, ever enter their heaven or be reincarnated or whatever it was. And it's that adding insult to injury that
it's about being offensive as well as
being offensive. It's like the racist Brits who go, oh, you should bury that Muslim with a pig. Ha 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 ha. That'll show.
Like it's the last word. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the last. It's getting in the last word, but I'm gonna do that by being as horrible as offensive as possible. Yeah,
it is. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's basically turning up and saying, "Oh, here's one of your countrymen. Yeah, we've blasted a hole in his belly, and I'm turning up on a train, and this is my man and I. What are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
The crimes that the British Empire committed are just eye-watering. Like there's some of them that I try not to think about, because it honestly it makes me feel like I've got PTSD, because I've got a very vivid imagination, and just reading about the shit that the British Empire did, and now Trump is like trying to go on another colonial fucking journey around the world and smash things up for people.
In terms of levels of disgust as well, sitting next to Netanyahu while he was announcing this ridiculous fucking idea. And Netanyahu's sitting there nodding away at this idea of ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
And selling an entire country.
Yeah. A few days after Holocaust Memorial Day as well.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
Netanyahu is an absolute racist. He could not stand Obama. Could not stand. Did nothing with him, didn't do any sort of like negotiations with him or anything like that. He just didn't like the fact that there was a brown man in charge of America.
Well, yeah, he's the Israeli Trump.
Dude,
Yeah.
Philly Netanyahu needs to remember that motherfucker was born in Pennsylvania. He can check his tone.
Yeah.
He's not even fucking born in Israel. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he was saying he's an American, wasn't he, in the press conference?
I have dual citizenship. Shut up, bitch. Fat ass.
To be fair, Boris Johnson's a fucking Turk.
And was an American as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until very recently.
Did he give up his citizenship?
And he did. Well, he said he did.
He's got dual citizenship between America and.
I don't know. I thought he gave that up when he was prime minister, but
yeah, he did. He gave it up.
We were certainly told
it wasn't because he was prime minister.
Did he? I thought we kept one.
No, he's still British, but he got rid of his American citizenship because if you're an American citizen, you have to pay tax, no matter where you are in the world or how you made that money. You have to pay tax. The IRS chase you to the end of the earth.
All the fucking
tax. Not anymore, because it looks like the entire tax system of America is about to be riddled with viruses from all the weird.
But it's only a certain amount of money.
Teenage.
Did you see that they had to get rid of one of Musk's incels because of racist posts that he'd made on X?
Why would that stop Elon?
What a surprise!
Elon's grandparents.
I don't think Elon got rid of him.
Sorry, China. What's wrong with me? From Canada. They emigrated because they were Nazis. They were members of the Canadian Nazi Party, and they wanted to go to South Africa so they could, abuse black people. And they weren't allowed to do that in
no, more than say abuse black people. That's the simpler way of doing it. But they went to South Africa because the white man at that point was considered to be more important than
they had the whip hand.
Yeah. Okay, John C has dropped in a super chat. Thank you so much, John. It's very kind of you. Billionaire Lauder, cosmetics hair, put Trump onto Greenland to take over and offered to act as a back channel to the Danish government.
Brilliant.
Who?
I mean, like, he went over. Trump went over to Greenland the other week. To tell them all that he was going to be
Trump Jr.
Trump Jr. Did. And they had the crowd to meet them, and it turned out they were homeless people that they had just paid with a free meal to come and pretend that there were some people in Greenland that really wanted, the Trump family to come and turn their, land. There's only 30,000 people live in Greenland. It's a tiny population. 55,000.
Nobody.
Yeah, it's fuck all. There is literally
it's the size of a small English town, basically. But then it's almost unlivable as a rule. So.
Oh yeah, it's basically like it's like the outback of Australia. Like you might have all of that land, but you can't do fuck all with it.
Well, it's like the French in Africa got these massive countries, absolutely huge countries. Vast swathes of it with just desert. And it's like, did you really want all that? Did you need all that, France? Algeria, it's the size of fucking Western Europe. And you're like, it's like 99% desert, mate. There's nothing there.
It's nothing.
A few oases. But yeah, do we try and drag it back to the actual topic of the show, or do you think it's a bit too contentious?
Oh no, we're skating around it.
What is the subject this week? Sorry,
my subject is that nothing can stop Trump, except for the people rising up and doing something about themselves, because the institutions in America have already failed them. The Constitution has already failed them. All the checks and balances have already failed. And there's no point in putting faith in any of them because they're fucking bullshit.
I did see it was a TikTok video, but apparently it was a news clip. Anonymous released personal information of Donald Trump today or yesterday. His social security number, his cell phone numbers. Apparently, and they are the White House are kind of angry about it. They're looking for him. This is actually a real thing that happened. So I guess there's the underground resistance, right?
Yeah, and one of the one of the things he's just done is try to lay off half the CIA and FBI.
Yeah,
God,
and they're not happy.
They're not good people to make your enemies.
They're not people to piss off.
people that knows
people that
where
literally
the fucking skeletons are buried.
Yeah. Literal intelligence people like that know the secrets of the U.S. government.
Those dudes have two. Those dudes have
people. Yeah,
Mikey.
Those people have 2 briefcases by the door every morning. They're gonna grab the other one today.
Yeah, it's he's playing with fire with that one. 100%.
They got one to go to work and one to disappear. So I mean,
Yup James in the chat is saying,
Yorick, I knew him so well.
We've got some info coming in from Yup James. We got Graham. France was played by Bismarck to take all the desert at the Berlin Conference in the 1880s. So yeah, okay, fair enough. They just got a map out and sort of carved it up amongst the European great states. We did. And that's why there's so many straight lines in Africa. But it's also why
one of the things we find really strange.
Same as Asia.
Yeah. It's one of the things one of the reasons we find everything so strange about Trump saying I'll have Greenland and Panama and whatever is that actually we've lived all of our lives in a period where this doesn't happen. Yeah. But actually, you've only got to go back 100 years, and the French, the Germans, the English were trading countries left, right, and centre. Smoky rooms in London and Paris.
The whole point is that we've moved on from it.
What did Britain trade with France for Guadeloupe?
I don't know. What was?
I don't know. Silk.
Canada.
Really?
And it was dismissed at the time by Voltaire, who said it was just a few acres of snow.
Beautiful pottery.
Don't tell the Quebecois that; they get very upset.
No, but
the other mad one.
But
was,
it's true. Like you say, like
Wayne, your internet's really shit, mate.
America,
internet connection.
Wayne, sort your internet
straight lines.
Yes, yeah. If you sort a straight line, it's a border that the people who live there didn't draw themselves. You guarantee it every time. But yeah, the other one is Britain swapped Madagascar, because we had Madagascar. We swapped that with the French for Zanzibar, which is a tiny little island. Why? That's my question. Why? What did Zanzibar have that Madagascar didn't? Madagascar had vanilla.
Freddie Mercury.
Zanzibar did have Freddie Mercury, but that wouldn't happen until about 100 years later.
They knew.
There's no oil at Zanzibar.
No. Something sexier than oil. Much sexier.
Opium?
No, it was saffron. At the time, pound by pound, it was worth more than gold, as they sang in the
It's still the most expensive herb ever. Yeah.
I think it's quite hard to get hold of. I don't know what it's made of. Fucking orchids or something. But yeah. So they went, yeah, you could have this massive fucking island of Madagascar as long as we get Zanzibar.
And now they're just trading territories because of cobalt and elements that they can use to make batteries, essentially.
Exactly.
Well, this is something that I guess we're going to be talking about on Geoscope next week. It's gearing up for another big fuck-off war in Africa. It's in the same place.
The Congo.
Again, in Congo.
Yeah.
We've had 2 Congolese wars in which 8 million people died at the turn of the millennium, if anyone was paying attention, which no one was.
No, because they were brown.
Yeah.
Good thing we cut off all of our aid.
Yes, and that's
then Rwanda, the safe country of Rwanda, is out there encouraging a civil war in its next door neighbor.
With rebels, with Congolese rebels who are known for their barbarity. Also teamed up with things like the Lord's Resistance Army. Remember Get Comey?
Possibly
was it Joseph Comey?
Oh yeah, the kids.
The Lord's Resistance Army.
And probably Rwanda is using our 220 million pounds we paid them to pay for that war, by the looks of it.
Yes, probably. But the USA thing, that is so beyond the pale. The ramifications of what they've done there will echo through the decades to come. We're not going to see an end of this now. The instability that will come as a result, because you're driving up poverty, you're driving up death rates, you're driving up infant mortality, and you put all those things together in unstable countries that are teetering on democracy at the best of times. You're setting things up for a big conflict.
But what you do, I mean, USAID has got its good side, obviously, but it's also an arm of the CIA and the Foreign Office to a great extent, because it was used to gain influence in the countries that it was trying to help. So what happens is China steps in and starts doing that work, and Russia steps in and starts doing that work, and any other country that wants to gain influence, like India and Brazil. So America is just going to lose its place from that point of view. Which is already happening, Africa, all across Africa, the Chinese are investing.
That's been going on
heavily
for a long time, but I mean, this is the end of because you got the double whammy, haven't you? You got they're abandoning all their soft power, and they're abandoning all of their allies, with Trump threatening his closest neighbors, Canada with tariffs. That's still going to kick in a month's time if they don't do whatever the fuck he wants them to do. I mean, he had a good laugh last Monday where he got in touch with the leader of Shinbon, the leader of Brazil, and got in touch with Trudeau in Canada, and they said, "Oh yeah, we'll do the things that you want to do," and they were doing them anyway. All Trudeau had to do is announce a fucking drug czar. You're my what's it called? Ketamine? No, what's everyone addicted to? Fentanyl. You're my fentanyl czar. Who got them addicted to fentanyl, Mikey?
Americans.
American government.
Oh.
The pharmaceutical company. The pharmaceutical companies.
Okay. Yeah, what's the name of the family that made all that money?
Purdue, was it? The family?
Purdue, yeah.
Has anyone watched The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix?
No.
It's very good, and
Netflix is too expensive here.
Well, there are ways to get around it, Mikey, which we won't go into here because we want to get demonetized. But talking of monetization, Chris C has just put £5 in the Super Chat Fund. Hey, thank you, Chris C.
Thank you, Chris.
Trump has pulled America out of the UN Human Rights Convention. That should be a massive red flag for everyone American and the world. Yeah. He doesn't.
Except the Reform Party, who would be very pleased about that.
Yes, because they're not humans.
They just
want to care about human rights are not humans.
Because they don't want what's his face to get arrested anytime he leaves and tries to fly around being all cool. Bibi and Yoav Gallant. That's why they're like, well, we are. I mean, honestly, Trump doing this doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Biden essentially didn't do anything that they said either. But again, it's presented in a way like, look at how terrible he is. America already isn't. I mean, they don't really listen to a lot of that shit. We've never cared about the criminal court because of Iraq and Afghanistan. And they wanted to put George Bush as a war criminal. And that's why America said, fuck you, we're not listening to any of this shit. And we never have. So since George Bush, America's already been like, fuck this. So the fact that he said, I'm saying fuck this is just another empty thing that he just says because that's all he does is talk. Steve Bannon needed a useful puppet that could run his mouth continuously. That's why he couldn't. The plan wouldn't work unless they could find a moron who had a treadmill of a mouth, and that's what they found. Is just a treadmill mouth motherfucker who will lie about literally anything, and that's his value. He will lie about anything.
Yep. And
he's a sex pest.
But people will back him. People will make excuses for him. Like people made excuses for Elon Musk doing that Nazi salute. And they went, oh, it's not a Nazi salute. It wasn't that. Yes, it fucking was.
The Nazi said it was a Nazi salute. Graham, you know he's got autism. That's very inappropriate. He's got autism.
How inappropriate that anyone blamed autism for that.
Yeah. He was just going back to his Roman roots. You know, that's what they do.
He's from Rome.
Just...
is he? We just got another quick little cheeky super chat in from Chris C. Thank you, Chris, again. And Israel has followed suit as well, pulling out of the UN Human Rights Convention. And Argentina have also pulled out of the World Health Organization as well. And we're a country where over 50% of the population has now been plunged into poverty by their maverick leader, their president Milei, who is risking it all to deliver a more prosperous Argentina for the rich.
Isn't he trying to make the dollar the currency now or something?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So if Trump steps into Argentina, If Trump steps in and takes over Argentina, now they're using the US dollar, and then they invade the Falklands, do we have to go to war again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm tooled up, mate. I've got my Hawker Hurricane sitting out there right now. I've just got to take the top off of it, and we're good.
Oh, next to the Audi.
Next to the Audi and the Vulcan.
The Quattro, the Hurricane, the Lancaster fucking bomber.
And possibly an X-Wing.
That is what we need to do. We need to actually get the moon landings working on the dark side of the moon, build a series of X-Wings and form a rebel alliance. This is our solution.
No, I don't think it's as... I honestly believe that if the will was there for the people to come out and make a fucking pain in the arse of themselves, and it wouldn't take that many people. I'm not just necessarily talking about protests here and blocking streets and things. I'm talking about down in tools, general strikes. More people
see the thing about
unions this week than ever in American history before in 1 week?
Did you see the thing about that sabotage manual that's been downloaded? The highest download in the last week
is it the CIA sabotage?
The CIA sabotage
manual. I was
manual,
talking about that on one of the morning brews this week.
Produced in the war. Yeah. Genius.
How to sabotage a
but when they go through some of the points on there, it just sounds like the everyday workplace in Britain. To be honest with you, just promote people beyond their abilities. Encourage your team to be shit at everything, basically.
No, I would say just carry a bag of fucking leaves and just chuck them on a train line at a random point. Fucks the entire country. Yeah. Oh shit! They're the wrong leaves. We can't drive on here.
Mr. TSK27 mentioned Kemi Badnock there. I think someone else did as well.
Oh Jesus!
She didn't condemn what Trump said about Gaza.
No.
Of course she didn't.
What a fucking monster! What a fucking monster!
I've worded about her that I cannot say online because I will absolutely get us demonetized.
Yeah, please don't, Wayne. Please don't. I know that you can say those words, but I'd rather that you didn't. I just think she is got to be one of the most stupid and inept people to have ever run the Tory party. And do you know how much it is to say that? I mean, this is the Tory. This is the Tory party that
William Hague used to run it.
Yeah, Liz Truss. They had Boris fucking Johnson. She's making Liz Truss look fucking competent here.
No, hold up. ID fucking S.
Yeah.
Chigwell Supreme wanker. Just no, I'm not about it. I don't give a fuck. I will say words that will keep us.
So, Wayne, do you think that you'll no longer vote Tory then?
He's drawn a line.
This is the line. Right. They've crossed the line now.
Right. To be fair, I was around my friend's house just the other day, sharing a glass of wine. Who's an ex-Tory councillor?
Wayne. No, we told you about hanging out with Tories. Everyone's going to call you a Tory now for the rest of the year.
This is how they suck you in.
That's how they get you. Yeah.
Did he say, why don't you come to the golf course at the weekend?
Did he offer you a fresca?
No, to be fair, he just come back from Vietnam. And
did he now? How lovely. Vietnam. Oh, where did Vietnam go?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
I didn't know it had an R in it.
I swear to God. Distance is your absolute favourite.
Look, just because you can't speak proper like what I do.
Oh, here we go.
Dirty stuff.
Let's get back onto safe territory.
Yeah. Slacking off the South. One angry pagan in the chat gets really pissed off when we slag off the South. Because one angry pagans from the Southwest who always seem to get they get lumped in with London and Essex and Kent.
Oh, angry pagan. I was down at Stonehenge just last weekend.
Cool. Well, can we just call you Southeasterners? Yeah?
No.
Rather than Southerners.
Southerners.
Just
Southerners.
Maybe Cornwall should just become its own country, and then that would be.
Scott, I was with one of your fellow countrymen as well.
What, a homosexual?
Which part of homosexual do you come from, Scott?
The south side.
The backside.
Yeah. Back end.
The back end.
The fat side.
You know what? Actually, I was watching
The meat
back.
side.
I was watching back last week. Just clips of the show. Because I wanted to hear my mic. I wanted to hear if it sounded good. I know it's so stupid, right? But I was watching the chat, which obviously I can't see. And there was somebody complaining that we get a little too smutty.
That's true.
That's y'all.
Really?
That's all y'all.
That's my fault.
I felt really bad. I was like, maybe I need to stop doing that.
Make people uncomfy.
This me starts it usually.
To be honest with you, like if we were down the pub having a drink, it would get smutty at some point.
It would be
It definitely would get
grosser.
smutty. And,
This would be the conversation. This would
absolutely be the conversation. We'll try and talk about politics, and then we'll keep on coming back to, bum sex.
Great. How deep are we right now? Because I'm about to go full Waymaker.
No, don't. No.
Is it? Are we still being smutty, Wayne?
Don't drop the C bomb, please.
Oh,
Yeah, no C bombs.
No C bombs. We're not allowed to say the C word or the F word. We can say fuck, but not the other F word, because that gets us.
Oh no
demonetized.
one's saying that word.
No, but when you talk about cigarettes, I keep saying it, meaning cigarettes,
yeah,
because that's what we call cigarettes in this country.
Yep.
It's Americans have taken it and made it really, really bad word. Did I tell you the story about me mate?
The swastika's all right, but those Nazis really did do a bad thing with it. Like, come on, man, let it go. It's been ruined. It's spoiled.
Scott,
it's hateful. It's spoiled.
Did I tell you about a mate of mine who's a smoker who landed in Texas, in Houston, and he had an overnight because the flight was delayed or something, and he went into he hadn't had a smoke. He hadn't had a smoke in about 12 hours, Scott, and he went into the hotel. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, the airport hotel. And he asked the concierge if they had an F machine. And the concierge is like, "You have a machine for that?"
My mom, who was English, obviously.
Your mom has a machine for that?
No, my mom, obviously was English. Very funny. My mom obviously was English. When she moved to America, when she moved to New York, she was at a party. This is right in the 70s. She was at a party and they wouldn't let anybody smoke in the apartment. And she turned around to somebody and she said, "I'd kill for a fag right now."
Oh no, you just demonetized us! Oh, Scott, you fucking idiot!
There you go.
That does not mean you can drop the C-bomb, okay? That does not mean, because this will get reviewed and it'll be very obvious that we were talking about cigarettes.
Contextually, we're talking about cigarettes.
We're talking about cigarettes.
That is so adorable. Look at it. He's like, oh.
But I'm just saying, it weren't me. It weren't me.
It wasn't.
And all right, so finish the story. A little man came running up to her going, "Here I am, I'm right here." And my mom was mortified. And then spent the rest of the party talking to him. So she had a great time. But yeah, it was I had all that. I had all that when I went back, the first time I went back to see my friends after moving here. It was very much, "Hey, Scott, can I bum a, F-bomb just to be funny?" And
Nice.
everybody had a good
Yes,
giggle
you should have
at
just said yes and bum them.
Yeah. Bummed the life out of them.
It's funny you can say that, but you can't say the word for cigarette. So yeah. Crazy.
I don't make the rules.
Right. But yeah, it's yeah, I've heard all the they have a machine for that. That's very funny. That must have been like 10 years ago, because they don't even have those machines anymore. I went to a venue up in Manchester called Night and Day.
Yes.
I was there.
Oh, I know it.
I know Night and Day.
Yeah, it's in the northern quarter.
Yeah.
And they had an old machine in there. And it was still priced from when it was last used. And I'm pretty sure that it was 6 pounds a packet. And I was like, this is from the 90s.
How much is a pack of smokes? How much is a pack of smokes?
They're about £20 a pack now.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Whoa!
Yeah.
15.
I mean, I
to
couldn't
19
afford to
pounds,
smoke
yeah.
back
Is
in
it
the
15 to
90s.
19
Never
pounds?
mind
Yeah.
now. Wow. I always thought like people who
Yeah.
smoke very decadent. You know, it's like how could it's people who do drugs. How can they
Well,
afford these
people don't
drugs?
smoke cigarettes anymore. They vape. People
Yeah.
don't smoke cigarettes anymore.
Yeah, which is
Mikey,
really
Mikey,
better.
They're
how much is 20 cigarettes in Chicago?
It's called a pack of cigarettes for American. They don't have 10s or 20s. We don't have 10s anymore. But yeah, how much is a pack of cigarettes in Chicago?
Like 15, 17 bucks.
Dollars,
And that's
yeah.
crazy. Like 24.82 is the going conversion rate for 20 pounds.
So
So it would be
convert it over to
Shut
us.
up.
So
Wow.
25
You always
bucks a
have to
pack.
you-
Oh, I'm good, baby. I'm
Hayden
cheap
Post
liquor
is saying-
fruit. I'm
You
gonna
always
do
have to
whatever it
remember
takes.
it's about the relativity of living somewhere. So if you lived here, you would understand that so it would be like $20. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like an hour's pay.
Yeah.
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 It's the-
Hayden Puds is saying 30G of rolling backy is also around 25
Yeah.
pounds.
That's right.
25 pounds. Fucking hell. I could just about buy one from the super chats tonight. Thanks everyone for the super chats so far, but bloody hell.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Glad
why
I don't
people go to the
smoke.
That's why people go to the reservation.
What?
Yeah, they
They don't
it's
have all
about
that
the
tax
vape.
on there.
Is there no tax on cigarettes
There's
in
no
the
tax.
reservation?
Right. If you can get it from the res, there's no. So you can get like
Do you have to
probably
smoke
still
it
to
for a
this day
peace
like a
pipe,
pack for
though?
like 10. That's
So
racist.
you buy you go to like a reservation to buy a carton of them.
Mikey, does that work for alcohol
right
as well?
for like
There's
$100.
no tax on alcohol in reservations as well.
I've never heard about people going to the res for liquor, but for tobacco, yes.
And gambling.
100%. And gambling, yeah.
It was one of the things that came out of the tariff conversation. Something that I sort of vaguely knew, but was sort of almost revelatory still. Was that when Canada said we're going to tax American whiskey, and they said, well, what we're going to do is take it out of all of the state shops. And it turns out in Canada, the only places you can buy alcohol are in state registered off licenses.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
same thing in
it's the
Sweden.
same thing in America.
Sweden do the same.
It's not like that in
Sweden do
America.
the same.
Look, there are liquor stores in America.
Yeah, but they're
stores
not-
that are dedicated to liquor.
These
It's not
these
just
are
being
different,
registered
Scott.
in Canada; they're run by the government.
It's like
the
the
shops are
DMV.
actually
It's like
run
a
by the government.
DMV, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go there to get your booze.
Excuse me. Apologies.
So-
In Sweden, they have like a chip system or whatever, and everybody saves their chips for the weekend and then cashes in all of their however many allotments of.
Okay.
Whatever they wanna get.
Can I correct you on that one, Mikey? In Sweden, they have dispensaries. You can't go to Tesco's and do your weekly shop and buy booze. You have to go to a dispensary.
It's the same as
That-
Canada, isn't
That's
it?
the same thing.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
But
can't.
it's got a different name.
It's a different name, and also
It's also in Swedish, probably. Like we're also like messed that part of the name.
but also
Stop it.
you can't smoke within 20 meters of a public dispensary. Like you have to go all the way over there.
Good.
It's a beautiful system. It works, and yeah, it's mad because like over here, like we expect to just go to the shop, buy like I don't know, buy a steak dinner and get a bottle of wine on the way home. No, in Sweden you have to go and get your steak, and then you have to go and get your wine from somewhere else.
Just like Canada, just like we said. Yeah.
I've just had an amazing
Wayne.
question from Paul in the chat. Could they open an abortion clinic in the reservations?
I don't live there.
Seriously.
What are you asking me?
They operate under non-federal
Telling me.
laws,
Yeah.
don't they? Federal law doesn't apply, does it? In the
No. Or
reservation?
state law?
I don't know.
They have their own council law, tribal law.
Yeah.
So-
Sarah Connor just walked up with a shotgun.
So that's that. Paul, I don't know. The Americans on the panel don't know. Maybe. That'd be
It's an interesting-
I think if
Do
it's
they have
something that was
plot.
doable, it would have been thought about already.
Oh, so they're
Isn't-
okay. So it's a suggestion to put the abortion clinics on the res so people can't mess with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I mean, according to Graham, he'll just send in a tank squadron and just take them all out. So I don't know.
Wouldn't have a lot of respect for that, would you?
Because Trump can do what he wants. He'll just kill the fucking lot of them.
I don't
He'll
know.
just ethnically cleanse the whole fucking Indian population straight away.
When he actually does that, can I play that back to you and go, do you remember when you were laughing about
I mean,
this?
the trouble is
I
that
remember this time last year when Scott was laughing at exactly the same laugh at the fact that I was saying that Trump would win the election.
Yeah, but I don't think it is an incredible overreach of power to send tanks into a reservation and kill all the Indians.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember.
Haven't they
Graham
deported them?
Oh yeah, of course. I
that.
was convinced.
Native American.
the problem is,
how,
Scott. The problem is, Scott, that a year ago I'd have agreed with you completely, and now I sit here thinking it doesn't sound like something Trump wouldn't do. It just.
And who's going to stop him?
He would send tanks into California, wouldn't he?
Yes, I think he will.
The tanks are from California.
Well, I suppose there's that.
What army does he have? All the armies are like in the states that you're telling them to attack. Like, okay, I don't know.
You don't think there's people in the army who would attack Americans if they got the chance?
If you think,
I think there's a very minority of the army that would.
If you think that Californian soldiers are going to just go to LA and just start tanking downtown LA. All right,
everyone in the army who's in California is from California. It's not a statewide militia.
I would state that our bin mate Brenner, she is a drone pilot and a curler. If she was conscripted to, drop a little bit of
Stop,
bother
Wayne.
on
Stop,
someone.
Wayne. That's a crime. Stop. It's not funny. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you have to say it in a way that isn't a fucking crime. Like we're not in normal times, right? So please stop doing that.
I've not named anyone. I've not named anyone.
Just said
you literally named someone, Wayne.
Like, don't do that.
No surnames.
Okay, Wayne.
Mikey, is this genuine fear on your part? Like,
no, it's
question.
General legality. Like, you're not allowed to do that shit here because of the legal consequences. And if there is a vindictive bastard who, I don't know, has all the AI bots on the planet listening to left-wing podcasters, Kash Patel, like it puts people at risk for unnecessary harassment and everything else. So that's all I'm saying. Say it colorfully, get your point across, but don't say, oh, we'll attack this way. That's why I've never told anybody my plans to do the nothing that I'm going to do.
Yeah, good on you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll learn every time. Like I come on here and do my bit.
I'm putting your massive size 12s in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get anyone in any bother. But it was just
don't say things like that, Wayne. Think before you talk about. Because I know everyone's laughing at me about like how Chicken Little I am, but you got to understand that we are living in unprecedented fucking times, and the president of the United States is a fucking Nazi, and he has all the power of the American state behind him, and there's nothing. There's nothing to stop him.
But on the plus side, if they're monitoring Politics Social on a Friday night, then we've at least got one more viewer.
Yes. Drop a super chat, lads. Thanks.
The bots will just send me a gift transcript.
Can you send me a gift gaff SIM card for my next
week? But don't open it and put it in any of your devices. Whatever you do.
Did you see that? What's his face gave Trump that golden pager?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I forgot about that.
Netanyahu presented Trump with a golden pager, because he used the pagers to kill all the Hezbollah people in Lebanon. He gave him a golden. What a sick fuck! Like what a sick, twisted.
This is what, this is who the left was telling us we need to be like buddy with, and they're so good for America and all this other shit. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. Like it's a real constitutional crisis and a real leadership crisis going on because, like, dude, that's a terrorist attack. I don't care how you all want to slice that, like national security wise. Like little kids got like their faces blasted by that shit. That's completely unnecessary and not the way that a modern Western country in the Middle East conducts itself. Like that's crazy. That's like, remember when fucking Nimrata, what's her, Nikki Haley, when she decided that she was gonna sign a bomb. Like, what is wrong with y'all? The Republicans.
Didn't David Draymond from Disturbed sign a bomb?
Everything.
Better not have.
Yeah, he's oh no, he's a huge Zionist. I'm pretty sure he did.
He can take his ass over there too.
But one angry pagans saying this, and this is something that Mike said earlier. You know, the age of relative peace is over, and we need to accept that and suss out what the fuck we're gonna do about it.
I can hear that.
It's a good question to bring back to the UK. What do we do in these circumstances? How does Starmer navigate the Trump period?
I would hate to be in Starmer's job right now.
Yeah,
because he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. He's got to be so delicate, because if he comes out and says Trump's a fucking asshole, then the British economy could collapse.
Yeah.
So then you're complicit in the wiping out of the entire human race. He has to. You guys have to fight back. So it's not just American people fight.
No, you're right,
it's
Mikey.
like, no. There are armies all across this fucking world who need to fight the bully. And if you don't want to fight the bully, then just be ready for the bully to come into your yard and start stomping all over your flowers.
I think it might come to that, but we've got to build up our army, which has been decimated over the years by successive Tory governments. We've got to build up our military. We've got to, be in a position where we can actually affect some difference, teaming up with our fellow NATO members for when Trump decides that they're going to invade fucking Greenland and we have to fight back.
This is going to horrify you, Gray. Right? I've been to gigs at Wembley Stadium that have more people in it than the entire military army.
Yeah,
whole thing.
Yep,
it's shocking.
As opposed to the Salvation Army.
I've been to gigs in Wembley with the Salvation Army, but I don't like to talk about this. Me and 1,000 tambourine players all playing.
Jeff True is saying Starmer should pretend he's playing along, invite BB to the UK, and then have him arrested. Yeah, I agree. But I mean, straight realistically,
do you know what? I could see we could probably get BB in one of those areas where you put a box and a little stick and a little treat in there. He goes in there, boom, we nicked you.
We gotcha.
The old stick in the box trick.
Stick in the box, put a hamburger in there, and we get Trump as well.
Aha!
Oh, Big Mac. Yeah.
No, just put a small child in there so he can, be his nasty, creepy self. I'm never gonna let people forget that motherfucker owned Miss Teen USA and would walk through the fucking dressing room on purpose.
Bragged about it, but then
he bragged about it, and then he didn't
transgender women using the bathroom.
And then he didn't tell the guy he was bragging about that the kids were fucking kids. You know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, they let me in the dressing room and da. And then no one put together that the only pageant he owned right then was the Miss Teen. That's who he was talking about.
Did you see when he announced that he was the trans ban in sports? He said
all 10 of them.
Yeah, he said it's time we kept men out of the. And then he looked at the paper and went locker room, and it was almost like you could see it just going in his head. What even me? Even I can't go in the locker room anymore.
No, wait a minute.
Well, no, it was more he didn't know what he was reading, and he hadn't read it before.
Always true.
First time he read it, someone put it down in front of him, sat him in the middle of a bunch of schoolgirls, all white. They were all white. All the schoolgirls, whiter than white. It was a
village of the damned.
White caucasity of the Caucasians. The caucus of
the Caucasus Mountains,
caucus of crackers.
Yeah,
the country club girls.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Because in the red states, if y'all don't think that because there won't be a Department of Education to enforce laws or a criminal justice department to enforce laws, segregation in schools is going to be back.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to kick all the black and Mexican kids out, and then they're going to privatize all that shit. So it's going to be thousands of dollars. Because right now school is like $100 because most of it's covered by the state. Like public school is at risk. And I think it's these little things that affect people's lives. Like, oh, why can't I get special needs treatment for my kid in school anymore? What the hell's going on? It's like, yeah, because the school is no longer obligated by law to do so.
Yeah, and,
Or funded in any way.
DEI, and they're not going to be busing the kids across the state lines, across the city lines again, because they don't care about that integration. That will be a DEI program that needs to be put away.
Did you hear Lewis Goodall interviewing Fred Trump Jr.?
Yes, I did.
Fred
hear
Trump
that
III.
today.
And he said that I probably might get some of the details slightly wrong on this, but Fred Trump was saying that his son, I think, has got a mental health problem. And Trump said to him once, why don't you just let him die? He doesn't even know who you are, and then you two can move down to Florida and live a good life.
Yeah.
The guy's got zero empathy of any sort with anybody.
He's a genuine psychopath. But just to go back onto what Starmer should do or what the Labour Party should do, like, I think they should play along. I think they should smile and nod. I think it's not up to them. I think it's up to the people. It's like the Democrats in America. I don't think it's up to them. They don't have the power to stop this fucking monster. I think it's got to be the people. We have to be as disruptive as humanly possible. So what can people do in the UK? Stop buying American products. Because the billionaires own Trump. If they see their bottom line go through the fucking floor because we stop buying their products, 100%. They will be on Trump's case, and they fucking own him. That's something we can do. Without having to spill blood or fucking, reinvent the fucking chicken.
But this comes to the divest and boycott kind of argument. If we do that with regards to Israeli products, and we do that with regards to American products, we're gonna get all sorts of labels slapped on us. You know what I mean?
And the French. Oh, no. We don't like the French either.
Oh yeah, don't worry about the French.
I'll tell you what Israeli fast food companies have I got to avoid? What Israeli soft drinks have I got to avoid? Do you know what I mean? I tried to stay away from
Soda Stream.
Okay, I don't have a Soda Stream.
Soda Stream, an Israeli company?
Yeah. I think it was invented in Israel. As was cherry tomatoes and USB pens, I think.
Wow. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Like how like we would be asking people to
not eat McDonald's and then they'll get labelled. Keep going with this because I don't know where you're going to end up.
No. I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm like saying, like, you would ask people to invest intellectually, like how far they're going to go to how they consume their food. Like how much do you want?
Well, if there's a choice between going to a Starbucks for a coffee or going to the local cafe that's owned by a local person, go to the local cafe. I mean,
see, I do. I live in Brighton. We have 350 different coffee shops here, so.
But yeah, I mean, this isn't absolute. We're going out on an American platform here.
He lives on top of a coffee shop.
Yeah. Which this might not be here this time next year. That's another thing. Because Musk is going to get rid of all his competition, and that includes Google. That includes fucking Zuckerberg, who he hates. And now he's got the ammunition to do it.
I know. I was reading something about the fact that Trump is playing all of the oligarchs off against each other and using Musk as the way to make that happen. And he'll start eating away at Musk pretty quickly. One of his modus operandis is to get two managers in the room managing the same department and get them to fight it out. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So he's going to do that. He's going at some point Musk is going to piss him off, the Time magazine thing, etc. And Trump's just going to hand something over to Bezos and say, "Okay, you sort the health department out." Basically,
let's be real. There will be a Time magazine front cover of them two facing each other, and then there's Musk sitting in the background going,
"But." Like, I was just going to say, it doesn't have to be total. It just means that you have it in the back of your head whenever you go to the supermarket or whenever you're out in town. If you got the choice to not buy an American product or not use an American service, don't use it. Use something else.
But fried chicken.
Yeah. And honestly, you like I say, it can't be absolute, but if you got the choice between Starbucks or a Tim Hortons, go to the Tim Hortons.
It's true. There's a lot of people in the chat saying that. I've seen a lot of Tim Hortons opening up. Actually, they seem to be
loads over here. Loads.
I have no idea what you're talking about. They're not in London.
Tim Hortons is a
Tim Hortons. Yeah, they're all over the place,
Canadian alternative to McDonald's.
I've never heard of it.
He was a hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Like most Londoners, Scott, you need to get out of London.
Donuts and coffee.
Times.
Yeah. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to get out of London?
All right.
No. Stay where you are. I'll be there with a cattle prod putting you back.
Oh, cheers, Wayne. Thanks.
But yeah, thanks
for making me feel so welcome.
if there's anything that I'd like people to take away from this conversation, because like I have got no faith whatsoever in the Labour Party in this country or any political party in any other country, that includes the Democrats in America, of being able to put the brakes on Trump and what he wants to do. I really do think that is up to people power. And we have to remember that these are hyper-capitalists. They are absolutely obsessed with the bottom line. And when their safety net falls away, it can fall away very fucking quickly. Look at Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. Look at Elizabeth Holmes. They lost an eye-watering sum of money overnight and ended up in jail. It can happen. But it's going to take people doing it. And, if there's any people out there who are smart enough, you know what they did with what was it called? GameStop in America. What was the name of the company? That was like going out of business and the hedge funds were circling, and then everyone on Reddit decided to buy shares in it one day, to fuck them over. Stuff like that, being creative, thinking, well, what can we do? And coming up with creative solutions to fuck these people where it hurts. And where does it hurt? With the ultra-capitalists, the crypto-fascists, the fucking wallet. That's where we got to
and I think, just in terms of a positive on this, they're very quickly, what Musk is doing in particular is going to start affecting Republican voters as well as Democrat voters. Yeah. Once your Medicare is taken away, once your grandma can't get a treatment, once social services disappear, once your school can't open all week, all of those things are going to affect Republicans. And you see an increasing number of Republican, vox pops on YouTube with people saying, I didn't think he was going to do this to me. I didn't think he was going to take away the migrants that run my school. I didn't think he was going to do this. I didn't think he was going to do that.
The leopards would eat my face.
And it's in a way, particularly with Republican voters, I think, it has to affect them personally before they'll do anything. And I think you're going to see that increasingly. The crypto, I've got some weird dealings with some crypto guys at the moment, and they 2-3 weeks ago, they were all in Trump's pocket. They absolutely love Trump. They absolutely love Musk. Trump launches his coin and Melania's meme token and fucks the crypto market completely for a weekend. People lost money, and all of a sudden they hate him. Just like that. They just flipped completely because it hit them personally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they were going, Mike, you were right all along. And I'm going, and I didn't have to lose $80,000 to work that one out.
Look at how the little incels from Twitter turned on him when they found out he cheated at video games.
At a game. Yeah, exactly.
These people are diametrically opposed to the interest of the people who support them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can only tell them so many times before they see it for themselves.
Yes.
And the problem is, it doesn't just affect them, it affects everybody. It doesn't, like, the fact that I'm right and they're wrong means nothing. I have to save everybody I have to plug the hole in the ship and save everybody who fell overboard anyway. So all of this is a waste of fucking time. Like, all this bullshit that they're doing and all this bluster and waste and we're going to take over this and do all that, they are robbing these poor people and me. Yep. You know what I mean? And they don't even see that because they're so happy that 100 people went to Gitmo at the cost of several $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, they don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, they don't understand how any of this works. They don't understand how the federal system is set up, how it's structured, the courts, how they're structured. Like Trump can't do whatever he wants. He can't do shit in Illinois unless our governor and all this shit. The Supreme Court can say what they want to say. You got to enforce it.
So ICE can't the governor do anything in Illinois. They're not doing.
Well, Chicago is a sanctuary city, which means that our cops will not help ICE in their detention of people. It doesn't mean that our cops aren't cops. It just means that the federal government can't come in and just tap on the shoulder and say, hey, I need 200 agents and I need some walkie-talkies. Yeah. And can you help me tap into your computer so I can figure out where this... Yeah. That used to be the case. That is not the case in sanctuary cities. The Chicago is under no obligation to help the federal government in anything. We don't have to. Yeah. We've decided that we don't have to.
But does ICE need that though, with the resources they're going to be given by Elon? I mean, all the money that would have gone to save children in Sudan is now going to be given to ICE to Turkey.
Yeah, but it's a fraction of their budget, isn't it? It's 0.04% of the entire federal budget is US aid. It's just the headline grabber. Yeah. It's a tiny amount of money that we're talking about.
Well, Elon could just pay for it himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut down the program and then just fully fund it for 10 years. I'm like, all right, we're done with this. Here's 10 years worth of money and we're out. That's how you end a program. You dismount from a program. You don't just turn it off. Like if I want to like end my fucking my long run of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I don't just unplug the fucking Nintendo 64. You save your fucking file first and you dismount properly. These morons think this is how we do things. Okay, if they're doing it to somebody else, what makes you think that the thing that helps you out isn't going to just disappear overnight? Yeah. And that instability is not good for anybody. The economy is cooked.
Yeah, but also, I mean, don't forget
we're at the edge of a fucking Marianas Trench.
There is the hope that enough people will come round and see the light, but I think it will take a lot longer than a lot of us realise. I think we're in this for the long haul. I think this is going to be something that's still going to be going on in several years to come, I'm afraid to say, because what they'll do for the first couple of waves of this horror, of the waves of pain that people are going to experience, they'll blame it on transgender people. They'll blame it on the immigrants. They'll blame it on the people of Panama or the people of Greenland or the existential other. And it will never, ever be Trump's fault. And he is the absolute best gaslighter in the world right now. He is a monumental gaslighter, and he has a way of, his fans adore him, and it doesn't matter almost like what he does, they'll continue to adore him until they reach a point where they, for whatever reason, they fall out of love with him. But it's going to take a lot more than them just having less money each week, because a lot of these people have got fuck all to start with. What do you do? They're already desperate. They're already turning to crime in order to fund their lifestyle. It's not going to make much difference.
I think this is where we over here in the UK don't really fully appreciate the state and federal thing that is America. Because, like, as far as we're concerned, if I break a law in Basildon and I break a law in Liverpool, I'm still susceptible to the same law. But in America, you might, you're all right. It's so weird to sort of like
well, there is Scotland. They do have a different law.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them.
But it's the same kind of. It's actually the same kind of. It's as close as we've got.
To apologise to our Scottish viewers there. I care deeply about Scotland. So it's a very, very beautiful country.
But it's also it's as close. It's as close as we've got. In Northern Ireland, you still can't get an abortion, for example. We have separate laws.
Yeah, no. Northern Ireland is an anomaly on that front. But it's basically like we've got the same laws. We're all like under the same sort of like arbiter, and when we do something wrong, we get the same law dropped down on us. Whereas in America, you can literally go half a mile across the road and be all right.
You mean you've crossed the state line and therefore they can't arrest you? You're still wanted for that crime if you ever go back to that state, by the way.
Yeah, but
plus you can get done for crossing the state line as well, can't you?
Yeah.
So that's a federal crime.
As a felon.
Yeah, but you can still like put your finger to your thumb to your nose and wave your fingers at the buzzers.
They have jurisdiction, usually several counties into the neighboring state. So don't try it. And we have state troopers along all the borders. So all the highways that you would take.
I'll be all right. I'll stay in Basel.
Wayne, your entire plan to visit the States and break crimes in a number of states.
Yeah,
is,
like
Wayne starts off saying,
cake. Don't do it. Don't do it, Wayne.
Wayne starts off saying, as over here in the UK, I think we have a real misunderstanding for how it works over there with the federal system. I just do a crime and go across the state line and thumb my nose at the system. Thanks.
I saw it in a movie once.
I kicked Mikey in the knee and I ran away.
You think it's like the Foghorn Leghorn, like with the dog, where he like draws the line on
hey boy,
smacks him, runs across the line, and then yipe.
No, but I know how it works on that sense. There is very sort of like specific state laws where like you can't really do that here, but if we get you, we're going to get you.
Yeah,
but
I'm just I mean I don't like being the person on the show who's always going shit, because it's not my nature.
Just stop it, Graham. Be positive.
Grumpy Graham.
There is something in my disposition to say, things that won't turn out for the best. So I'm pleasantly surprised when they do, and I'm not too dispirited when they don't. And so maybe it's a little bit of self-preservation that I employ. But looking at the situation in America, I have never felt this concerned about the future of humanity as I do right now. Because there is a fucking psychopath in charge of the richest and most powerful country with the biggest military in the world. And fuck me, the Supreme Court have told him that he's above the fucking law.
I think next week we should all do a bit of research, and the show should be about how bad would it be to become Chinese.
what, like James Bond in that movie? Yeah. I know that was Japanese, wasn't it?
Just happily become part of the Chinese empire.
James Bond in You Only Live Twice. He became. They made him look Japanese.
Oh, that was terrible. That mascara trick, the yellow skin and mascara.
Fucking hell! Yeah. And he got married to some woman because it
was Sean Connery. Yeah, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I
look very Japanese now.
You guys,
remarkable to think that James Bond might be a sexist, misogynist, or racist.
I did have one story I wanted to talk about.
Scott. Hang on, Scott needs to get off, and we should wrap up soon because we're coming up to half 11, so we should call it a night. But Scott's got a story to share.
Yeah, my story of the week, which should come to no surprise to anybody, is the Back to the Beginning show that has been announced. Ozzy Osbourne will reunite with Black Sabbath for one final show.
Yes, and Anthrax and Metallica.
Ozzy Osbourne, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Hailstorm, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Mastodon. It is an orgasm in a lineup.
Have you seen how much the tickets are?
They won't release the prices yet.
No, they've released them.
Scott, where is this? Where is this happening?
It is going to be taking place in Villa Park in Birmingham.
So, Villa Park.
So if you want gold circle standing, gold circle is right by the stage, right? Standing. Yeah. Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
No, standing.
Okay.
No, standing. Yeah.
500, right?
£395.
Oh, fuck the fuck off. No,
the best seats, same price. Right. The rest of the seats, £275.
That's not that bad.
The general area standing, $250 to stand further back from the stage, and the gold circle standing. And then the rest of the seats go for $195 or $175. Tickets go on sale next Thursday, and they are going to go like hotcakes.
This may be an unpopular view, but how much do I have to pay to not go?
A lot of our listeners listen to heavy metal, by the way.
Mike, to your point, I refused to go to the last Muse gig, and I don't know if you've noticed.
So did I.
The Muse.
Why did you refuse? You refused the Muse?
They were charging. They were charging $178.
Did the booze cost too much at the Muse, so you refused the Muse because of the booze? You could have gone with me. I'm Graham Hughes. With
I think
He could be a rapper.
thing is, as well,
he could
though,
be a terrible white rapper.
Terrible white man. That should be my rap name. Terrible white rapper.
Well, the funny thing is, right? Ozzy Osbourne has Parkinson's disease, and Sharon Osbourne has been in the press, obviously, this week, advertising the show, saying that he can't even walk.
No, he can't.
The last time was it the Olympics he performed? Was that the last time he performed?
No.
They raised him up on a.
He did Hall of Fame.
Was it?
I don't know.
I seem to remember the Olympics in 2012. He came up out of the stage on a stand.
I saw him at Download 2018, and he ran around the stage like a young boy. He was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Before the motorcycle accident and the Parkinson's.
Did he bite the head off a bat?
No.
I think I've said this before, but I met him in a Marks and Spencer's in Beaconsfield.
Oh god, this is hang on. This is when I lie to you, isn't it? I'm
in the Marks and Spencer's in the village I lived in at the time. It's a very posh village, and I heard this cry, from 2 aisles across. Sharon! And I thought, who the fuck's doing an Aussie impression? And I walked around the corner, and there is Aussie stood there looking at the milk, trying to work out what milk they needed. And Sharon comes bustling by.
This is brilliant.
Sharon, how much is this? How much is it?
Do we have full fat?
We need Jim will paint it to do a picture of Ozzy Osbourne in the supermarket trying to decide which milk to get.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so
skimmed.
That's my story of the week. It's a dream concert that I know I'll never be able to afford or get a ticket for. It's unfortunate. But at the same time,
I would say this, Scott. I would say this real quick before you finish. If you can save and get there and do it, get there and do it. Because honestly, music is weak as shit right now. And like these legacy acts are probably the last good concerts that we're gonna have in live music. You know what I mean? So everybody should go see as many concerts as you can.
There is on the lineup. I've seen every band on that lineup except for Gojira. I've seen most of those bands multiple times, including Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. The last time I saw Ozzy Osbourne was in Download 2018, and it was the best thing of the weekend for me. He played all his classic solo stuff, which he does, when you see Black Sabbath over and over again, you don't hear that stuff. So it was great for me. But I was excited about it. I was really excited about it. And then when Sharon said he couldn't walk, do I want my last memory of one of the greatest heavy metal performers ever to be him rolled out onto a stage and having paid 200, 300 pounds for the privilege of it?
But it's all the other bands. It's all the other bands.
Oh no, it's Metallica, it's Slayer, it's Anthrax, it's all of that. Yeah.
I would pay the money, that exorbitant price, just to see Lamb of God with the new drummer and to see fucking Anthrax. Anthrax is one of the greatest metal bands ever because they got the greatest collab in skating history. The Anthrax Public D song lives in my brain to this day.
Oh, it's on a playlist of mine to this day. But what I was going to say is just, that was a really big thing for me. And I thought it'd be really cool to kind of talk about something a little bit lighter than the really heavy sort of politics we've been talking about.
Heavy metal, not heavy politics. That's what we want. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Scott, I've got another one to punch here, right? Because she literally just turned up on Sunday brunch last weekend. Skunk Anansie are doing a new tour.
Oh, yeah, no, I've already got a ticket to go see them in London. They're my favorite band ever. So, no, I know. I'm not keen on the new song, I'm not going to lie, but they'll play all the old shit, so it's fine. And I'm definitely going to that show. I bought tickets that last year. I've only ever missed a London Skunk Anansie show. I've missed 2 in the entire career. I have seen first time I saw Skunk Anansie was 1995.
Oh, first time I saw them was 1995 as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was for me. It was in the they played a free festival that used to take place in South London, Deptford, in a place called Fordham Park, and it was
Why
called
do Londoners get a free fucking gig and we have to pay for it up north?
It was 1995.
bastards.
It was like a hippie festival.
Actually, that's
so,
all right. We get Africa Oye for free, which is like
so it was like no, you don't get free festivals anywhere anymore. This was 1995, and they played the stage there, and I fell in love with them. And
Scott,
yeah.
brother, if you can send me the date, I might be able to blag it, and I'll be there with you.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it offline.
Yeah,
100%. You arrange your date together offline.
Oh my god, I can't wait!
You got a date with Wayne.
Another one.
Anyway, right, should we wrap it up there since Scott's got to go to bed?
I do.
Mikey's playing it. What's he playing now?
I don't even know.
Call of Duty.
GoldenEye.
Sorry for having got you for playing. I didn't realize it was a whole ADHD thing. I apologize.
He's stimming, mate. He's stimming.
I didn't realize.
Get with the program. God.
He's like, literally.
I'm listening to you guys like the entire time.
I know you. We know you're listening. I don't know. I think I had a moment earlier today.
I quite like the fact that we can actually see what Mikey's doing.
Well, yeah, it's better than thinking he's just masturbating.
Well, he might be. We don't know. We don't know.
There is Scott.
Might be playing one-handed. Who
How
knows?
about to say, how do you know I can't play like this with one hand?
Yeah, exactly.
You ain't no Elon Musk, Mikey.
Only Elon Musk could do that.
Let me just tell you this: if I was masturbating, it takes both hands.
Hey.
Of course it does.
Right,
There's
on
your
that
smutty
dick joke,
Boom.
I bring this sausage fest to a close. So, listen, thanks everyone on the panel. Thank you to Mike and Mikey and Wayne and Scott. Thank you for watching. Thank you everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone who dropped in a super chat. Give us a like on the way out. And I'll see you next time on Morning Brew on Sunday morning. And until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and hopefully goodbye. Yay, it worked! Woo!